As part of our Unsolved East Texas series, we continue exploring cases that have remained cold for years. Tonight, we revisit a case that has gone unanswered for more than 3 decades. Megan Garner was just 3 years old when she vanished from a Tyler apartment complex in March 1991. Our Robert De La Garza speaks with investigators who say this case has become a deeply personal mission to find answers.
The names may have changed at this East Texas apartment complex over the past 3 decades, but one thing has remained the same: the questions that revolve around the disappearance of then 3-year-old Megan Garner on that spring day in 1991.
This is the kind of case that's just a parent's nightmare.
Exactly 34 years ago, investigators say Megan was last seen playing with her siblings at the playground of what was then the Casa Grande Apartments, now known as the Ranch on 4400 Biloxi Drive.
And it wasn't unusual for kids to be on the playground, playing with their siblings and other friends without having everybody's parents hovering right over them.
Detective James Holt took over the case in 2016, picking up where others had left off, and spent nearly a decade tirelessly chasing leads.
To have this happen wasn't normal, especially not to be seen, not to have any kind of witness or any information about.
Despite years of investigations, including DNA testing and reviews by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, there have been no significant breakthroughs.
There was never any witnesses to actually saw Megan be abducted or disappear or wander off, whatever happened. There was people of interest that were interviewed that might have had an involvement, but those were pretty much all ruled out.
One of the biggest challenges, the limitations of forensic technology at the time. Decades later, investigators are still working with the same evidence, hoping that advancements will one day bring new leads.
There's no way you can predict what tools you'll have in the future. So they have no idea of what they could preserve and save and what they could do for a case that's still being looked at 30 years ahead. You just can't predict that. So that's always a battle with any kind of cold case.
Every few years, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children releases an age progression image of Megan. The most recent, being from 2022, shows what she might look like at 34. Today, she would be 37 years old.
Yeah, I think it's so important to report anything that anyone might remember or might have seen, or if someone has seen someone that looks like her age progression, because, all we want at this point is to know where Megan is.
In a previous interview with CBS 19, Megan's mother, Melanie Jackson, shared that despite the years of silence, she holds on to hope that one day she will learn what happened to her daughter.
You know that I love her, and I'm still looking.
Detective Holt transitioned to the Digital Forensic Unit in 2022, passing Megan's case to another investigator. He described the emotional toll of working cold cases like this one, and the unwavering dedication of those who continue to search.
Anybody who's worked in my position with these types of cases, you have these cases that you inherit from your predecessors and you work with, and some of them, they do become a little special. They're ones you take special interest in, and I think everybody that's ever had the Megan Garner cases had that special interest.
Years after he stepped back and decades since Megan was last seen, detectives are still left with no clear explanation for her disappearance or her current whereabouts.
With the time that has gone by, do we think that she's still alive even?
There's no way of knowing. And until we have some evidence one way or the other, we're still going to go like it's a missing person and keep looking.
Yet they still hold on to hope, waiting for the next lead that could one day provide the answers Megan's family has desperately been seeking.
We really want closure for Megan's mom. And if anybody knows anything, please tell us.
Reporting in Tyler, Robert De La Garza, CBS 19.